let's get into this. So, yesterday, there was the debate over whether impeaching a former president is constitutional. 44 terrorists that happen to be senators, they managed to claw their way into the Senate, even though they're anti-American terrorists, decided to vote against the Constitution of the United States. And part of Trump's legal defense team was this Bruce Castor guy. And so I know this guy's insufferable, but I want to play this clip because Trump has privately, according to reports, been very unhappy with Bruce Castor. And so I want to play this guy's little opener here, and then we'll get into what Trump's reaction seems to have been.
The Constitution is a document designed to protect the rights of the minority, not the rights of the majority. Congress shall make no law abridging all of these things. That's because those were the things that were of concern at the time.
Delicious.
It's easy to be in favor of liberty and equality and free speech when it's popular.
What? I just like the idea. Again, I know, right? Let's do the domino meme, right? So, Gamergate, right? Ethics and games journalism turned into I hate SJWs, turned into anyone who disagrees with me is canceling me, turned into cancel culture. Now the president of the United States of America, after inciting a riot that killed 7 people and injured hundreds, right? The president of the United States hires his legal defense, and his legal defense is crying about cancel culture, right? Crying about cancel culture.
I think that I want to give my colleague, Mr. Sean, an opportunity to explain to all of us the legal analysis on jurisdiction. I'll be quite frank with you. We changed what we were going to do on account that we thought that the House manager's presentation was well done.
Oops.
And I wanted you to know that we have responses to those things. I thought that what the first part of the...
Spoiler alert, they never, ever, not a single time, spoke about the riot itself. They just spoke about cancel culture the whole time. Right, so you get the gist. I'm not going to bore you with that. So Trump is apparently very unhappy with this. So according to CNN, former President Trump, God bless those words, was unhappy with Bruce Castor's opening argument on the Senate floor this afternoon, according to 2 people familiar with his reaction. Trump was almost screaming as Castor made meandering arguments that struggled to get at the heart of his defense team's argument, which is supposed to be over the constitutionality of holding a trial for a president no longer in office. Given the legal team was assembled a little over a week ago because the other one was fired, it went as expected, one of the sources told CNN. Trump's allies were flabbergasted when Trump's attorneys switched speaking slots at the last minute. Ah! It's so good. Let's watch. Come on. You got this. I know. By the way, what a disastrous freeze frame here. I think, yep.
Very, very unhappy, especially that first lawyer, Bruce Castor, who did an awful job trying to defend the former president.
An awful, yeah, I'm just sorry. I hate Wolf Blitzer, but I got to listen to that again.
And Caitlin, I'm sure Trump was very, very unhappy, especially that first lawyer, Bruce Castor, who did an awful job trying to defend the former president.
Yeah, Wolf, it's almost predictable as you were watching Bruce Castor go forward with trying to make that argument that was meandering in the first few minutes of it, as of course, this is a limited time defense, and he wasn't really getting to the heart of the argument. And I'm now being told by 2 people familiar with President Trump's reaction, former President Trump, I should say, that he was deeply unhappy with that performance. He was borderline screaming, according to these 2 people who are aware of how the president responded to Bruce Castor as he was going forward, making that argument, though. Wolf,
so this was, I just want to say that this is probably akin to what Donald Trump was saying behind the scenes.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. It's very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up.
Oh my God.
We should point out, this is a legal team that was assembled just a little over a week ago after those other attorneys who were initially supposed to be the ones on the Senate floor making this argument left the team in what was described as a mutual decision at the time. And so they've only had a little over a week to prepare for this. And actually, they were supposed to go in reverse order with David Schoen. Actually, he was supposed to make the first argument, but then they swapped, I'm told, at the last minute, which confused a lot of the president's allies. They did not think that was a strong opening argument. And then to have the first attorney admit that he believed the House impeachment managers did a good job also was confusing to a lot of people on the president's team. But yes, Trump was not happy with that performance. He was borderline screaming over what was going on as he was talking to people about this. So, of course, the question is what's going to happen after this? What is the outcome? The president still does believe he's going to be acquitted, but this is not a good showing for his legal team. He knows that. And so whether or not that changes over the next few days remains to be seen how they approach this now going forward. But we do know that the president was not happy with what he saw there from his defense team.
Yeah.
So that's from CNN. Take it with a grain of salt. But God damn it, I love this. Like, again, Trump is crying like a fucking baby back bitch. And it's just, hello, Max. Hello, you're very needy today. You're very needy today, Max. Oh, hello. But yes, Donald Trump was crying like a baby back bitch. And it's just, you love to see it. You just love to see it. Just as how I love to see this dog, you love to see Trump crying like a baby back bitch. Oh my God. Max. I know, buddy. I know. I know, buddy. I'm doing a podcast, Max. I know. This is how I feed you. Max, you're gonna starve if you don't let me continue. Max, you're gonna starve. You're gonna starve, Max. Why?